Good evening, City Council members and Mayor Telmontes. My name is Ralph Persinger. I've lived in Burbank for 31 years. I own a small antique and collectibles business on Magnolia Boulevard. And the reason I'm here tonight again is those bicycle garages that I think are going in on Magnolia. There's one in front of Tony's Darts, is disgusting. And last week I brought it up, and I had a few positive opinions like mine. And then Will Rogers said he thought they were pretty cool. Well, I saw him earlier, and I wish he was here tonight because I wanted to look him right in the eye and tell him he's a moron, because I think they're disgusting.
What a maroon.
And I think they're wrong.
What an ignoramus.
And to take 2 parking spots in an area that there's absolutely no parking on our street, to put one there, it's just wrong. And then the other activities on the street were the ladies and gents night out. You know, it's supposed to be a pretty good deal. Well, I went to the Magnolia Park meeting in January, and there was probably 12 people there. Myself, Mike Nolan, a couple people from the city of Burbank, and maybe 6 people, and Ashley Erickson, which she gave the $30,000 to for trash pickup. The money you're spending on those bicycle racks, I think our street needs, where the dirt boxes are at in front of the buildings, where I watched an old lady stumble and fell down, and it's city property. Instead of, I don't know how much those bicycle racks cost, but if you took the cost of that and you just put some 6-inch high planters on the street so it looked better, and instead of just dust bowls, and because Burbank Boulevard looks really nice, but Magnolia's, it's the pits. And then this new association that seems to be running everything, how many members does she have? 40? And there's over 400 merchants on Magnolia Boulevard, and you give her $30,000? I mean, you know, I just think it's wrong. That money should have went to a Jeep to write tickets. Now, speaking of tickets, Saturday I saw the Jeep go by and chalk the tires. First time in months. And I went out and I congratulated her. I said, it's a pleasant sight to see the Jeep. I forgot they were white. Anyway, so what the deal is, she says, I'll be back in 2 hours. I says, hey, can you read the sign? It's 1 hour parking on our street. She says, I'll be back in an hour. Well, she came back in an hour and she wrote a ticket right in front of my place because that car was there for an hour before she got there, and it was still there when she came back. So I went out and congratulated her again. And I says, boy, it's nice to see you guys on the job. And I says, but I didn't see anybody on Friday, and I really didn't see anybody on Sunday, but, you know, Saturday, that's a pretty good day. And she says, well, I'm just here today. She says, we won't be here next weekend because we're only coming every other week. I go, you got to be kidding me. You know, I mean, Jesus. Parking is, we are just used up on that street, you know. And then my daughter went to the thrift store, and she said, which the one I told you to tear down and make it into a public parking lot, she went over there and she said when she went back to the parking lot, everybody in that whole parking lot was carrying red bags from Morphe brush. And, you know, I know you can't stop these businesses from coming in, but that particular business, if you looked at their Yelp reviews, the only thing people complain about is the line wraps around the building to get in there. I mean, where do these people park? They just all don't walk there, you know. So what the deal is, we've got our measly little 11 spots on the street, and we're dealing with all these high-profile businesses, and, you know, and now Avon is permit parking only, where the residents have fought for their, you know, to be able to park in front of their own house, which I think they have a right to park in front of their house. Well, so you got Cordova now, permit parking. You got Avon and Lima, which a lot of the people in the small businesses all park on the side street, and they're getting screwed too. And then these high-profile and B of A is kicking out Morphe's over there. And they're moved down to the thrift store, which is on California Street. I mean, how does a small business survive on that street. You know, like 18 businesses have gone legs up in the last 2 years. You know, I mean, I know it's not doesn't mean anything to a lot of people, but if people can't get to your store to spend money, what's the use of having a store? I mean, you know, and that used to be Antique Row for 75 years, and Ashley Erickson's vision on that street is ruining it. That ladies' night out, people are there for food. You know, I mean, I don't mind people eating, but, you know, all they want to do is walk around and look at what you got. They're not interested in buying anything. They're just interested in checking things out and enjoying their food trucks, which, why don't you relocate that to Johnny Carson Park, where they got picnic tables, bathrooms, parking, you know, and instead of 50 on Magnolia. And what I'm getting at is there might be just a half a dozen businesses that are doing well on this ladies' night out. What about the other 300 or 375 that are just not making it? You know, and then on the what do you call Holiday in the Park? You know, in the old days, people used to come to your store and you had cookies and cider, or you had cookies and water or whatever. Now, hey, the people, they just go to the trucks. You know what? It ruined the whole vision of the street. You know, that used to be a special night for people to come to that Old Town area and shop. They don't shop no more. They just come there to eat those trucks, which they send all their tweets and all that stuff out, which we're going to be there. But what about the stores? Spend some money on the street. You know, I mean, it's 30 grand for trash pickup. Hey, those planters would really be nice. You know, our street it's disgusting. You know what those dirt boxes are for? For dogs to relieve themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't even break it up anymore. Hey, I'm over it. You know what I mean? They're all heading romancing the beans so they get something stuck on their shoes. Hey, I don't care.
Your 5 minutes are up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.